Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. Limousines drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy myself, they can't charge me.
Very little, very little. Everybody chipped in. Everyone just, if someone, I mean, we had our own equipment. We invested in that, and it was basically just a very small skeleton crew. Not a lot at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
Well, I have a project right now, a supernatural thriller that's in post-production called...
Talk to them.
Oh.
You dropped this.
Thank you. My concert tickets. Hey!
3 days to shoot, and we did it under the SAG short film agreement. And everyone just worked for love and food, basically. It was deferred pay.
I hear from you so bad.
Do you want to say anything?
What can I say? I can only talk about something that hasn't happened here today.
Hello, darlings. Welcome back. We're here at the Big Apple Film Festival in Tribeca in Manhattan, and I am here with the man himself, Mr. Archer King. Archer.
Yes.
Darling, tell me about this exciting movie, The Haunting Spirit. And this is the associate director.
She's the creator of it.
She's the creator of the film.
Yes, she created the film.
This is Miss Sophia Robbins, The Haunting Spirit. How long did it take for you to create this film?
Well, it was about 3 days of shooting and about 6 weeks of post-production work. It's a 9-minute short, and we shot it in April.
Okay, and how long did it take?
Because of
It was a 3-day shoot.
3-day shoot, okay.
Because of my scene, it took 8 days.
8 days? You are just too funny, darling.
Well, no, I'm not that funny, but I want you to know that she worked hard on it, and I tried to help. And I'm in one scene. Nobody says anything about my scene. Have you said anything?
Well, I loved you in that scene.
You did?
Yes.
I like you because your eyes are alive.
My eyes are alive.
Yeah, I don't know how many people have noticed her eyes. She's so beautiful, but I look at the eyes first.
Oh, you're so sweet. You really are. Now,
look at that.
I have real Italian eyes, like Gina Lollobrigida, who you told me you were very good friends
close,
with.
Very close. Sophia Loren.
Sophia Loren.
Went with Gig Young. She together with her. And also she was married to my, what's his name? She was married to...
Carlo Ponti.
Carlo, and I knew Carlo very well. And I knew Carlo very well.
Yes.
A very good friend. Oh, my memories you bring back. Oh my God.
Yeah, but now you have another beautiful Sophia right next to you, the Sophia Robbins.
Yeah.
Tell me,
but she always
Sophia,
says to me if I was a year younger, and I say I can do 6 months, but that doesn't help.
Sophia, how did you two guys hook up?
Well, I was looking for a theatrical agent, and and somebody recommended Mr. King, and I went to his office, and I just applied for a job there, and that was about it.
She's my associate
I'm his
now.
associate in the office.
And the rest is history, and you're making beautiful films together. It's going to be real Hollywood all over again because now you have Archer King, who's helping you, right?
And I do help her. And I'd love to have Marcello Mastroianni back. I did his
I
big
miss
picture.
him too.
What was that picture I did of him? That's on my wall.
Oh,
I keep forgetting.
Cellulatis.
Cellulatis, yes, yeah.
Right.
Now
Yeah, I did many films.
Many films,
yeah.
and you know.
And I produced Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd.
For the theater. I went to our head of RKO, and we did Sweeney Todd, The Gin Game. So many films that's for theater into television. But what I really like, and I did a whole bunch of them, and then I went, and of course I started with Polanski looking for movies, and so I go everywhere, 63 to 78. I'd go to Munich, I'd go to Stockholm, Munich, I go to Stockholm, Denmark, Munich, Italy, France, and London.
You really get
films.
Around, darling, don't you?
I love the Piazza Navona. I used to meet Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir there. Oh, God.
Tell my audience, you worked with some of the biggest names in Hollywood, some of the biggest names.
That's right.
Tell my audience some of the very famous people that you've worked with. Like, you know Elizabeth Taylor, too. Wasn't she your...
Yeah, and she...
don't she have the same birthdays?
Yeah,
She has the same
February
birthdays?
27th, yes, we do.
Wow.
Last week she wasn't so well, but this year she's better. Yeah. And Richard Burton, many of them.
Many.
Yeah.
There was another great actor that passed on, that you knew him or you represented him. Very young actor, he died very young. Back in the 50s.
You don't mean Dean, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I discovered James Dean.
You discovered
Yes,
James. That is too
I'm credited
amazing.
with discovering James.
Too
Everybody knows
amazing
that.
for words.
They ask me to talk about him everywhere, but I tell them nobody knows about James Dean anymore. Nobody remembers James
I
Dean.
remember him.
Well, very few people do.
Well, how did you spot him? I mean, did he come to you?
He came to my office, and this little 5-6 days, a whole story. I even put him, and finally it ended up in the Iroquois Hotel, and I had to sign in for him. There's a whole bunch of stories I can tell you how I found James, and I had to pay for it. And it's so funny, they wouldn't let him in. And now, if you walk past the Iroquois Hotel on 57th Street near Broadway, there's a glass panel. And it was a really slummy place, and now it's very, very, very all gussied up, and it's got a sign, the James Dean Room. They wouldn't let him in. I had a sign for him and everything, because he was so scruffy and looked so bad. But I had him some time, and then he died.
And then he died so suddenly. Tell my audience, is there one in particular out of all the stars that you've represented? Is there one that you love the most?
I liked very much a young lady who was married to Charlie Chaplin. Her name was Paulette Goddard.
Oh my God, yes. Paulette.
Yeah.
Wow.
I won't tell you her real name, but her name was Paulette Goddard.
And
if you go to NYU now on the staircase, you'll see her name
she
on
was
it.
A fabulous actress.
Fabulous actress.
And beautiful too.
Beautiful, and married to Charlie Chaplin. She was a very good friend.
You are a fascinating man. A fascinating man.
Thank you very much.
You really, really are. Tell my
I wish we could sit down and talk to you about it sometime.
We're going to talk later on. We're going to do a real full-length interview.
Good.
Today we're just going to do something real quick. But tell my audience, if they want to find out more information about you as an agent, as a film producer, and a director, where should they go?
They just go to my website.
Tell them.
ArcherKingLTD.com. And you'll hear from James Dean right on to Tommy Tune, all the people I found.
You are just, give me a kiss.
Where?
What? Welcome back, darlings. I'm here with Sophia Robbins, director of The Haunting Spirit. This was really a very exciting, very intense film. And you're working on a feature film now, too, right?
Yes, I am. I'm developing it right now.
What made you pick this storyline?
Well, I've always been interested in the supernatural, and this was just something that I had thought about. I wanted to write a story about a relationship and of someone controlling someone, and this just came about. I write with my sister, Anna, and we just went back and forth, started writing things down, and then we came up with the story.
Well, you know, I tell you the truth, it reminded me of a story that I saw back in the 70s, like with little puppets, little dolls. It really reminded me of that film. But that film, you actually saw these puppets like running around and getting on top of beds and killing people. But this was just like something, it was more suggestive, which I felt was even more terrifying.
Right.
You know?
Because it just sort of played with your mind. Where did it really happen, or is this guy he's so guilty because of what he did? You know, is it really happening, or is it just?
Or is he losing his mind?
Exactly.
very, very intense film. I
Thank
enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
And I want you to tell my audience now where they can find out more information about this film on the internet if they
Sure.
can.
RemainCalmPictures.com, and it will also screen at the Anthology Film Archive in March. So if you didn't make the Big Apple Film Festival, you certainly can see it there. And or just look up Sophia Robbins.
Wonderful.
Thank
Give
you.
me a kiss.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you for coming.
Mwah. And we'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more celebrity interviews. Keep watching. Pink Champagne Kisses.
Oh, I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fancy dress to impress. One of a kind girl.
This has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.